Welcome to the Spinning Our Gears podcast, Season 4. As a reminder, all views, issues, and opinions discussed on the podcast are those of the hosts and their guests, and they don't reflect that of any agency, city, municipality, state, country, department, county. They don't reflect that of anyone else but us. Please stop suing us. All characters and individuals discussed on the podcast should be considered fictional for entertainment value only. The show is rated E for explicit. If we could make the E bigger, we would, because it is that explicit. Listener discretion is advised. You can catch this show on all the major podcast platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as YouTube. And don't forget to go to spinningourgears.com. Check out all the cool stuff we have going on over there. Click that Contact Us link. Let us know who you are, where you're from. If the old www version of the web isn't your cup of tea, well then we're on social media platforms as well, including TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, maybe Twitter? But you will not find us on any sites ending in hub. Now, without any further fanfare or ado, please welcome your hosts, Turk, Swagger, Erica, and Kenyon. And once again, this is the Spinning Our Gears podcast. What is going on, Warriors, and welcome back to another episode of the Spinning Our Gears podcast. Another very special video breakdown episode. Today you've got just me, just Turk. Eventually we're going to get everyone together and do a video breakdown with all four co-hosts, but this go round it's just going to be me again, and I think you guys are going to like what you have to see. Now, I will be honest with you, this is take 2 or 3, had some technical issues on the back end trying to do this, so hopefully this time we have more than just a blank screen and you guys can actually hear what I'm saying and it's not just a weird echo. But we're going to give it a go here. Before we kick this off, make sure that you check out our sponsors, Risen Warrior Coffee, Millicor, and the Thin Line Rock Station. We appreciate that very, very much. Check those guys out, but let's get into it. So, the video breakdown for today, hold on. Video breakdown for today is an incident that happened in Los Cruces. There was an officer-involved incident there that took place just a couple of weeks ago. Wanted to get this out a little bit quicker because it was so recent, but like I said, technical issues, whatever it is what it is, we are back with you right now. We're going to do a breakdown of this video. So, little backstory. Individual calls 911 to report that he and his mother are not getting along. You'll hear the 911 call here in a minute, but this ends up leading to, like I said, an officer involved. So we'll kick it off here.
What city?
Can we come to 1981 Embassy Street Drive?
What is the address?
1981 Embassy Drive.
What is going on there?
Can you just come, please?
What is going on?
Hey, Mom. You and my mom are fighting. I need you guys to come, please.
What do you mean you guys are fighting? Is it physical?
It's going to get physical. Can you please just come?
You need to answer my questions and stop telling me to send them. Answer my questions.
Yes.
Separate yourself from her right now because you're going to fight with her and it's not going to make anything better. So you need to step outside or go somewhere else.
Can you come grab an officer,
No,
please?
you need to answer my questions.
I have a fucking gun. I'll shoot her right now. Come over here.
You're making threats on a recorded line and the officers are going to be aware of that.
I don't fucking care.
Can you step outside somewhere?
Mom, I'll you guys come.
You need to step outside.
No, come in, nigga.
Sir, you're not being cooperative. You're not answering any questions.
Alright, when y'all ain't coming, nigga, no, I'm gonna do it. Please.
They're already going, but you need to answer my questions.
So as you guys heard there, the call disconnects. We love our dispatchers, right? Obviously, I don't know the call volume in Los Cruces. I'm sure it was probably a busy day, probably a lot of calls coming through. Little curt, I would say, when it comes to that 911 call. Maybe could have had a little more tactful approach in the way that we talked to him. We asked him a few questions, and he's immediately not answering those questions. He's being very standoffish, using some foul language, and the attitude that was brought back probably wasn't the best that it could have been. Again, I get it. Hey, you're worn out, a long day. Probably what was going on here. Also, these questions are questions that have to be asked because the officers are going to be asking themselves. If you just send them, hey, we got a mom and a dad, or a mom and a son fighting, they're going to want more information than that. I would have to say, when it gets escalated to the fact that he says he's got a gun and he's going to shoot her, now things are changing a little bit. But regardless, it is what it is. She lets him know, hey, you're on a recorded line. Everything you're saying is going to get sent to the officers, and he disconnects. As you're going to see here, we pick it up from there. She tries to call him back.
Hello?
Sir, this is 911. Stop disconnecting.
Stop disconnecting. Yeah. He didn't really listen to that too well, did he? All right, so here we're rolling up with the officer getting on scene. This is officer number 1. We're going to break this down. A lot of good things take place here. A couple little minor things that could be different, but for the most part, it goes pretty well.
You have a space number for this call?
Got to make sure that body cam's on.
For that Dominic now, do you have a space number for either of them? I'm going to be at apartment B out here, so we got over here.
Okay, so this is the first incident of kind of bad, kind of good taking place. Officer gets on scene. He's asking for the unit number. I'm going to assume that it just popped up as a just the main address, right? When he called 911, it probably just showed the main numerical digits on there and didn't give a unit number to it. So the officer's kind of rolling up on scene. Probably didn't realize that it was an apartment building. When Swagger and I were at Icarus, we had a couple addresses. We knew they were apartment buildings. We knew that when we got sent to that call sign, that we were going to park in a different area and probably approach, even if we didn't have a unit number, because it was an apartment complex. Unfortunately here, he didn't know the apartment building, and he pulls up kind of right in front of the apartment that he's going to. That is a bit of an issue. Obviously, we've got a call of a man with a gun. We don't want to be driving right up to that and putting ourselves in danger. But like I said, I'm going to assume that what took place here was he punched it in the GPS and it just showed, one address, not an apartment building of addresses. The first thing that he does really well, though, is he says, hey, I'm going to be at this location where I hear yelling. If dispatch doesn't know where you're at, no one knows where you're at. When stuff hits the fan at that point, you're in a lot of trouble. So great job on this officer to immediately update his location and let everyone know where he was at as he's approaching the building.
Police department! Police department! Are you Dominic? Where's he at?
It's a fucking officer.
What was that? Where's he at?
He's in his room, my promise you, officer.
Tell him to come out with his hands up.
Dominic, come out. My life.
Okay, sir, tell him to get out too.
Get out of here. You want to
Okay, so a couple of things here to break down. I don't know how he had the person's name. I can't remember if the 911 call, if the person identified themselves. Maybe there is some history here, or history with that phone number where dispatch was able to discern that information and give that to him. A couple of good things that he does, though, and then one minor thing that I would harp on. He doesn't knock on the door and open the door and then go inside. He just calls out, hey, it's a screen door, police department, come out and talk to me. He's very clearly looking for cover and concealment. He doesn't stand in front of that door. He stands off to the side. He you can tell that he doesn't feel right standing next to the door, so he's looking for more cover and concealment. As you can see, he kind of backs up here with these cars. The one issue that I kind of had was, and this just could be the angle of the body cam, it feels like he turns his body all the way and walks away with his back turned. You know, if you don't know what's behind you, you kind of have to do that. And it wasn't very long, but it just felt kind of like made your skin crawl a little bit when you see him turn his body, or it feels like he turns his whole body. And to his credit, maybe it's just, like I said, the lens of the body cam. Maybe he bladed himself and was walking more sideways. But obviously, you know, call man with a gun. We don't want to turn our back to the area. But besides that, he's doing great. He's not getting himself sucked into it. He's giving verbal directions to the two other people who are on scene. I think we find out that that's mom and brother, maybe mom and stepdad, one of the two. He's giving them directions. Hey, you guys come out here. Call him out, but come out here. Don't go back into the apartment with him. Obviously, we don't want to put victims or, potential casualties into an apartment with someone who might have a gun. So he's giving verbal commands, having them come out. I like that a lot. He's got very good scene presence so far.
Hey, did you see him?
Okay, okay, move. Okay. Bro, stop! Drop it now! Drop it! 95 6. Shots fired! Shots fired! Get out of the way! Drop it! Move! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Dominic, drop it now! Get out of the way! Move! Get out of the ground! Get out of the ground! Move! Get out of the ground! Hands up!
Okay, so this is kind of a real crap sandwich, if you will, that I think the officer handles incredibly well throughout the whole thing. The suspect presents themselves. You can't really see it on the body cam, but he clearly has what we believe to be a real weapon in his hand. The officer's immediately giving directions to everyone involved. He's not getting sucked in just to the suspect. Obviously, we hear rounds get fired off because he's got what is believed to be a real handgun there being pointed at him. He doesn't allow that incident to suck him in at that point. He's giving directions to the mom. He's giving directions to the other male. Move, get out of the way, go over here. He's giving hand directions even the whole time. He's calling out the suspect's name. Put the gun down, put the gun down, put it down. You hear mom kind of saying, he put it down, that's my kid. That is what it is. You've got a scene now creating around you, a scene of, chaos and confusion, really. This officer does really good of keeping his head about him, keeping his wits about him, and breaking this down, giving clear, concise directions, not zoning in on one instruction over and over and over again. He does repeat himself, but he has to. He's not just giving one instruction over and over again. He's breaking it down to all of the people who were on scene.
Now point your gun at me. Okay,
Hey,
move! I have help coming! Move, please! I'm trying to get you help!
Couple big things here now. He's got his wherewithal to get on the radio and say, hey, the gun's not being pointed at me anymore. Now he's also talking to the suspect. I'm trying to get you help. You just got to listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm doing.
Move! Go over there! Hey! Hands up!
That's my baby!
Okay!
Officer!
95 Central Mel has dropped the gun.
I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but a couple other very good verbal cues. He's got two people going off the side here. One of them was the male from inside. I don't know where this other female showed up from. Maybe she came out when he was circling the vehicle here. Hey, hands up. Let me see your hands as well so I know that you're not a threat. Keep them up so I can put more attention on the suspect. Then he hops on the radio again, and he gives, sorry about that, he gives, very clear information to the other officers responding.
Dominic, are you hit?
Yes, it's
Move!
sir, my baby!
Mel said he is hit. He has the gun at his feet. Don't move, bro, okay? I'm trying to help you out.
Okay, again, we're not getting sucked in by the adrenaline and focused on specific instructions. He is now breaking the incident down. Hey, were you hit? I'm gonna get you help. He's moving along piece by piece, which is great. That is something that so many people struggle with. I would assume that myself included. I've probably had that same issue, that fatal funnel, tunnel vision type of a thing. The officer's cranked off rounds here, doing a very good job of, he's probably not calm. I would have to assume adrenaline's pumping like crazy, but keeping the situation calm. This is the second body cam. As you guys can see, we're stacking up when we're going towards it.
Guns right here, guns right here. Don't move, Dominic. Don't move.
Get off me, man.
Hands behind your back. We'll get you A. Hands behind your back. We'll get you A.
Very clear instructions, telling him what's going
Yeah,
on.
move them out of the way.
Hold on. Who else is in the house? We gotta get that house clear.
Some more things that are happening that I really love. First and foremost, you can tell this guy's a police officer, not a trooper. A little dig there. Had that been a trooper, I think they probably would have rushed up and put this guy in handcuffs right away. I don't know where you guys learned that, but we got to work on that. Regardless, instead of rushing into there to put this suspect in custody or put him in handcuffs, officer number 1 stays back, waits for his backup. They stack up. They don't rush in there. They wait until they have enough officers to proceed. Calling out, here's the gun. Very clearly they knew who was a defensive person, who was a hands person, and they executed it very well. You saw first officer, he goes and he fills that doorway to make sure that there's no other threat coming out towards them. It's an active incident. I think some might say, hey, get the first officer out of there. He's already shot rounds. You do what you have to do with what you have. And he's filling that doorway. And you even hear him saying, we got to clear this residence still. Hey, get the suspect out of here. We don't know what's in this residence, if we're in danger or not. Get him out of here. Search him over there. We're going to have to clear the residence. I love it. I love everything that's been going on so far.
Shoot me, I'm missing my dad.
You guys want to go here or you want to
Miss my dad.
Sit up. Sit up. Walk this way, bro.
All right, we got hands team moving the suspect out of the way, taking him to a squad car. Several other units are cordoning off the scene.
Are you shot? Are you hurt? Brother.
So, some more things to pick up on here that, again, I like how the officers broke this down. This thing goes from panic already to complete chaos where you're escorting him back to the squad car. These officers don't know if he's been hit or not. They weren't involved in the initial shooting. They're trying to search him and get him in the back of the car, and for some reason he goes off on them and he starts fighting them again. You may have heard it, may not have heard it. The female officer on scene says, I got his legs. Let's take him to the ground. We're now giving each other verbal cues, instructions on what to do, so we're not all pulling on him or fighting with him. He's in handcuffs. We're going to get him to the ground. We're going to get him under control, and that's exactly what they did.
Oh, shit, man. Kill my dad, nigga, might as well kill me too, nigga.
Just chill up, man, okay?
So I would assume, looking at this at this point, that subject is probably have some, either under the influence of something or maybe has some mental issues going on. Obviously, you never want to see an officer have to use their firearm. In this case, is what it boiled down to. As details came out, what we find out is that the firearm the suspect had was actually a replica BB gun. Looked very, very realistic. Pictures have not been released yet of that. When they do, we'll show you all that. But it was a very realistic looking handgun. So he raised it towards the officer. The officer shot at the suspect. What we also find out is that the suspect was not hit at all. My, again, assumption at this point is that rounds were being shot off towards the suspect. He realized he was in a lose-lose situation, and so he dropped the fake firearm and went to the ground and then just hung out there. Yes, from my understanding, the suspect was not injured. I don't know where the rounds went, probably just into the vehicle. But honestly, I really, really like how this situation played out, minus the fact that we had to use our firearm. The primary officer did an amazing job throughout the entire incident, keeping his head on his shoulders, doing things very well tactfully, with a few minor things that you can critique. It's a Monday morning quarterback thing, right? You're in the middle of it, adrenaline's pumping. Sometimes those little things are going to get lost. I think that maybe one of the things we could have done was move mom further away after suspect's in custody. If you guys saw there as they're fighting with him, she's right there talking to an officer. But it's the little things that are being critiqued here, and it's out of that entire incident. If that's all we have to critique, that's a win. We won today for sure. Again, we don't like to see having to use the firearm, but that's what the situation dictated. That's what the use of force dictated. The officer was in fear for his life. He thought he had a real firearm being pointed at him, and he did what he had to do. Luckily, suspect wasn't hit. He was taken into custody on a litany of charges. I believe there were 7 or 8 charges in total. He was taken to jail. Hopefully he got the help that he needed, whether it be substance abuse or mental health or whatever it was. Hopefully he got the help that he needed in the long run. Also, hopefully the officer's being taken care of right now. I'm assuming that he was placed on administrative leave because he had to fire his firearm. Hopefully he's getting help from the PD, from mental health standpoint, physical standpoint, and all the way around. But I don't have much to critique here. I think that the incident was handled very, very well, and I have to give credit where credit is due. The last couple of video breakdowns that we had were, more constructive criticism, a little more negative. I was glad to find a video that we could do more positive on. Like I said, this is the second or third time that I've broken this down. The first time was supposed to be new to me as well as new to you, but whatever technical issues there were, we got through them. Would like to thank Police Activity for posting this video. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this video to break down, but I thought it went well. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you liked it, let us know. We'll continue to do more of them. Like I said, at some point we want to get the entire cast on here to do a video breakdown. We'll see how that goes technology-wise. It's been kind of our Achilles heel lately, but I think we should be able to pull it off, and I think it'll be a really, really good time. So if you guys like this, let us know. If you have videos that you'd like us to break down, send us a link, let us know, and we will definitely break those down for you. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Like I said, I've done this 2 or 3 times now, so this was a very condensed version, about a 20, maybe we'll get 25 minutes out of it. I think the first time I did it, it was about 30 or 35, but now that I know what was coming and I know what I wanted to say, and the audio and the audio and video were working, it got condensed down a little bit. So I thank you guys very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. We will see you again in the next one. How can I forget about this? Obviously, I talked about checking out our sponsors. Please, please, please do something good for your fellow man or woman this week, this month, this year. Doesn't have to be huge. Just something small, something nice that will make their day. We can change this world one person at a time. I know that we're going to do it. All right. I think that's all I got for you. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, Warriors. We will get through this together.